we began this chapter by discussing some basic modeling concepts, to be very specific, objects and classes. We have also described these concepts with a few examples. So now we need a means for expressing models that are coherent, precise and easy to formulate. In this lecture video, we'll be talking about two kinds of models, the class diagrams and the object diagrams. So let's begin with class diagrams. Class diagrams provide a graphical notation for modeling classes and their relationships, thereby describing the possible objects that could be created given the template of the class. Class diagrams are useful for both abstract modeling and for designing the actual problems. They are concise, they are easy to understand, and they work well when we design practical solutions. An object diagram, on the other hand, shows individual objects and their relationships. Object diagrams are helpful for documenting test cases, discussing examples with the customer, and easy to understand the different objects that could be created when it comes to development of the application. A class diagram corresponds to an infinite set of object diagrams. What I mean to say here is, the class diagram is like a template. Using this template, I can create multiple objects for the same class, and I can represent each of these objects using an object diagram. Let's take a look at some examples. So here you can see the first box here is a class diagram. The UML notation for a class diagram is a box with the name of the class appearing in the box. When you write the name of the class within this box notation, make sure you use boldface, capitalize the first letter and center the name inside the box. This is how you represent a class. So the name of the class represented in this class diagram is person. Now this is just a template. Using this template, I can create multiple objects, an infinite set of objects. So let me see how object diagrams look like. Object diagrams also look like a box. All you have to do is write the name of the object followed by a colon followed by the name of the class to which this object belongs. So here I have created three objects, so I have three different object diagrams. This notation says that Joe Smith is an object of class person. Mary Shah is an object of class person, and this is an object without a name, so I'll call it an anonymous object of the class person. So you can see that when it comes to the UML notation of object diagrams, again they are represented within a box, but this time you write the object name followed by a colon followed by the class name, and you write the entire object name colon class name in boldface and also is underlined. Again, the object name could be centered in the box. So this is the UML representation for class diagrams and object diagrams. Let's add a little more detail to each of these. Let's now talk about attributes and values. A value is a piece of data. The attribute is a named property of a class. As we have already discussed in the first chapter of this module, a class can define various attributes and operations. Attribute indicates property or state, whereas operations indicate behavior. So when you have objects that have similar attributes or same attributes and can perform same operations, then you can group such objects together into a class, which is called as classification. So attributes will describe the type of values that will be held. They are like placeholders. Values become placeholders when you create objects. So let us look at the UML notation for both attributes and values. So let's start with the class diagram. We had created a class by name person. Now we are going to create attributes for the class. So here, as you've already seen, it was one box with the name of the class appearing at the center of the box. Now when you have to add attributes to the class diagram, then you make another compartment for the same box. Then you write the attribute name. In this case, I have listed only 2 attributes for the person class. That is, every object created for the person class will have a name and a birth date. So you write the name of the attribute followed by a colon followed by the data type. Name is an attribute of person class and the data type is string. Birth date is the second attribute of the person class and the data type is date. Let's look at the formatting here. All attributes are written in lowercase first letter, they are regular faced and they are left aligned, and they appear in the second compartment of the class box. Let's take a look at how we can add attributes when we create objects. We had created 3 objects for the class person. Let's take an example of how we can add values to these attributes. Note the difference between attributes and values. Attributes are name and birth date. These are attributes or properties of a person. Now, if I create an object for this person class, I'll call it Joe Smith. So you can see the first box has Joe Smith, colon, person. That is the name of the object, colon, and the name of the class. Now, when it comes to attributes and I represent them in an object diagram, I use the same attribute name because this is the template. Using this template, I'm going to create objects for this class. So name and birth date, I write them as it is. And here, instead of the colon, I am going to put an equal to sign and specify the actual name of the object. So here, the name of the Joe Smith object is Joe Smith. The birth date of Joe Smith is 21 October 1983. In this way, let me create another object for the class person. So I will create an object Mary Sharp, colon, person to indicate that Mary Sharp is an object of the class person. Go to the second compartment where I am going to give values to the attributes. Again, we have 2 attributes as defined in this template, that is name and birth date. Name, the value of the template is Mary Sharp, and birth date, the value of this attribute is 1st October 1987. So you can take a look at these 2 diagrams, that is the class diagram and the object diagram, and understand the difference between what are attributes and what are values. Attributes are names of the properties, values are the actual values assigned to these properties or attributes when we are creating an object for a class. If you find it a little hard to understand, take this analogy. Suppose you want to bake cakes. You will have a cake mold, right? The mold becomes nothing but a template that is like your class. But unless you use the mold to bake a cake, you pour batter into that mold and make a cupcake, there is no value for that mold. Similarly, unless you create objects using this template, the class is not alive. So when you use the template or mold to make multiple cakes, these multiple cakes are actually objects and the mold that is used is actually your class. So classes are brought to life when you create objects or when you instantiate the class using objects. So objects are also called as instances of a class. Given the class a standard template, using this template you can create infinite set of objects having all the attributes defined here but having individual values for each of these attributes. Suppose 2 objects have same values for all the attributes, they still are distinct objects by their mere existence. Now let's look at identifying objects or classes. So when we create objects, each of these objects will have unique identification merely by their existence, even if their values for all attributes are the same. So because of this, it is understood that identifiers are implicit in the class model and you do not have to specify them explicitly. So if you take a look at this notation of the class diagram, you have the class name, you have name, birth date, home telephone number, you have this data type of each of these attributes, and another ID called an attribute called as person ID is added here, which is not required at all because identifiers, every object is uniquely identified and that is implicit in the class model, and it is not required of you to specify it explicitly. So this is the right way of representing a class person with three attributes: name, which is of type string, birth date, which is of type date, and home tel number, which is of type string.